After 3 years of being out of the army, I had lost a lot of my self-esteem and my identity, and was really feeling quite lost.
Going through a lot of nightmares, anger, substance abuse.
I was drinking very heavily. I wasn't sleeping right. I was thinking of a lot of rehashing a lot of stuff that had happened. I had a lot of guilt that I was trying to get to grips with.
I was desperate. I'd had a suicide attempt a couple months earlier, and I really needed something to get me out of the hole I was in.
Look at him go. Yeah, quick, get the camera on him.
Bit of brekkie for everyone.
I cook with lots of heat and lots of oil and quickly.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't. Trojan's Trek is a peer-to-peer outdoor support therapy program. It's a program designed by soldiers for soldiers to assist soldiers to make transition in their lives, to help them through managing their mental state through the discharge process, and also assisting with insight around communication and relationships. So all the tools that we provide are about simple, effective, but in this environment surrounded again by peers, people they trust. The tools are designed to get people to understand that they can take much more accountability for what's happening for them.
The word Trojan's Trek, I made that up because to me a trek is not a walk, it's a journey. And it's a journey in their thinking. Basically all I do on this is I just tell my story and they tell theirs, and I talk about my own personal experiences. And I think that pretty much gets across.
But there are people in the world who travel that path their entire life. I didn't get a good education. I never had a father. My mother was a drug addict. This happened to me, I had this, and I go, yeah, righto. You want to keep thinking like that, you go away and join the victims. There's plenty of them in the world because I meet lots of them.
My name's Seth Seymour. I did 7 years in the Army from 88 to 95 as a grunt in the 1st Battalion. In 1993 I deployed with the 1st Battalion to Somalia on Operation Solace, and got out in 95, just chucked in the towel and got out. I thought I was an evil person, yeah. I didn't feel I belonged on this earth, but I didn't feel I deserved to top myself. So I'd hurt myself instead. The slashing was a direct result of me looking inwards and going, I did bad things, I'm an evil person, I deserve pain. I was in and out getting treated for drug and alcohol, PTSD, all the symptoms that go with it, and I just wasn't getting anywhere. I wasn't picking up the message they were trying to give me. I was being bombarded with pharmaceutical drugs, I was on 3 different types of antidepressants at one stage, because I was looking for something different. I was looking for something other than hospital, because I was sick of hospital basically. A mate rang me, got hold of me and said, look, I've done this thing called Trojan's Trek and I'd like you to consider it. And what I heard about was a week-long program, a 5-day program. But the thing that appealed to me most was I'd be learning off other people who had the same condition as me, that had gone through adversity and come out the other side. And they weren't going to be telling me what I should be doing. They were teaching me how they got through their problems.
Coming to the Trojan's Trek has been probably one of the top 5 decisions I've made in my life to come here. It's not only just saved my life, it's actually given me a better quality of life. So the communication skills with your wife and your families. I have 2 daughters. I was always very short with them. Now after the trek, they actually get the dad that they deserve.
Coming onto the trek, I learnt new techniques to deal with how The way that you talk and the way that you see life can really dictate how your body reacts to issues, and seeing that what I was doing for all these years was not productive and not resourceful for my own needs.
Got a lot out of it, got a lot out of the track with Vietnam vets and other veterans mentoring. One thing the track honestly taught me is that you're not alone. You're not fighting this fight on your own. There's people out there just like me, men and women, going through the same stuff.
So the reason I share this with you, this stuff about visual, auditory, kinesthetic, is that it's another layer of how we connect with people.
We give them an opportunity to be themselves again. We share with them our experiences, our journey, and we don't give them advice, but we let them know that who they are is enough. And that in and of itself is enough for them to have validation of their story and drive themselves forward. And that's when the choice comes into it. You can say, when I put my uniform on, I was organised, I could see this, I could do that. And you go, all right, I like that about me then. I'm going to choose to do that now.
Nice.
I learnt so many tools for managing my anger, communicating better with people, a lot of meeting people who are the same but different. So having fellow veterans and services people sitting there going, I know what you're going through, really helped a lot, and that's one of the biggest things that hit home.
Yeah, it's been good to vent finally in a forum where I'm understood. I've got plenty of great friends who I can talk to, but don't really understand my background and that kind of thing. So yeah, this has been a great forum, and I would recommend it to anyone.
My anxiety was phenomenal before my first track, but I did it, I stuck in, I gave it a go, and it has worked miracles. I 100% advise you to just please give it a go. If you're open-minded and you come on this track, you will take home something.
To take part in this trek, it's absolutely life-changing. It's dragged me out of some very dark holes, gave me a real positive spin on life.
If ever you've got doubts, if ever you're feeling down in the dumps, you've got nothing to lose, and trust me, the amount of people that have come on this trek, even speaking to the guys, the amount of them have not only gone through suicide thoughts, but have actually tried suicide, and this has just changed their whole lifestyle for them.
We can make up a million excuses and reasons as to why you can't do the trek. We've got family, we've got commitments, we've got work. We just don't feel like it, but the longer you try to buy things by yourself or not deal with them, it makes life harder.
You owe it to yourself. You're not a bad person. You owe it to yourself to come out and try and better yourself for your friends and family and yourself.